We're in today with the RTX 3060. This is a 2021 video card with 3584 shaders. It's got 12 gig of VRAM GDDR6 Samsung, 1320 MHz on the core clock and 1875 MHz on the memory clock. 192 bits bus width, and we're gonna pair it up with this E5 2699 V4 with 22 cores and 44 threads, and we're gonna jump in a couple of games and see how this system with this video card it's holding. Let's start with Cyberpunk, because I've been recommended to test the CPU with and without hyperthreading, activate cores, disable cores, and see how the whole system is holding. So in the settings, I have medium details. I put DLSS, and I'm gonna put it on balance. In this case, you can actually see that it's around 80-90%. So I think this is a good limit in order to see if it's doing the job. From now on, the only thing I want to do is disable cores, hyperthreadings, and see the features and the difference between this 22 cores and 44 threads. Does it work better? Does it work lower? Does it have any? What type of FPS do I get, and how it's performing overall? Seriously, so the averages in this situation. Okay, so let's jump into the test and see how it's performing. On 12 cores, apparently I got with 2 or 3 FPS more than with 22 cores. But with 22 cores, I got better lows. The question now remains that if I have to redo some tests, you know, that I've done with some video cards. For instance, I'm thinking on those R9 295 that was I think was bottlenecking in a couple of games the CPU. So I'm thinking, and the question remains, is it worth redoing that test again with the CPU with 22 cores and no hyperthreading? I think it will be a very interesting test, but it all depends if you want it. But if we're jumping in Starfield with this system, I think you're gonna be very impressed how the GPU is performing. So last time I was here, I had very interesting performance, but because of the hyperthreading I disabled, apparently the video card can actually push a lot of FPS. Let me explain what settings I have. I got medium details with FSR and frame generation activated. So in this situation, you can clearly see that the GPU is actually capable of delivering the performance. It's not utilizing the VRAM at maximum. It's only using 4.7 gig of VRAM. It's got 12 gig of VRAM, but it's very hard to fill that VRAM because of the core of the video card. It's 96% loaded in this situation, and you can clearly see that it's doing a fantastic job. Even with medium details with FSR activated, it looks fantastic, it's running fantastic, and it's doing a fantastic job. Even on the CPU side, you can clearly see it like 60-70% load on the CPU, and it started to be utilized, you know. So 14 gig of system RAM, that's actually good. The computer is working. So in this situation, I'm maxing out every single thing here in order to get the best FPS. But if we're jumping in PUBG with maximum details on 1080p, you can clearly see that in some cases I got some spikes here and there, but definitely a very important performance here with this video card and this system. It's utilizing 333 watts from the wall. It's doing a fantastic job, hundreds of FPS, exactly 100 FPS on this occasion with 10 gig of system RAM utilization. The CPU, on the other hand, you can clearly see is doing the job in order to deliver this performance. And yeah, it's fantastic. I really like this idea of this computer. I really like this idea of pairing up this video card with this system, seriously, because it's doing a fantastic job. The frame jam is flat. 10, 11, 12 ms is still in a decent position, so you can adjust the game if you're interested on getting more FPS, because this is 1080p with maximum details. You can go on higher resolution, maybe with medium details or something like that, instead of actually going with very high details, you know, ultra details. Maybe you can get maximum view distance, some medium texture or something, or shadows, or custom the details in the game in order to get better performance. But if we're jumping in Counter-Strike with this video card and the system, you can clearly see that the GPU and the system is doing a fantastic work. I got like 330 watts consumption from the wall from this computer. It's utilizing the video card. In this case, you can clearly see it's reaching maximum load on the core, and the core of the video card is under 50 degrees. That tells you that the GPU is not, how shall I say, brutalized by this game. I mean, I like the performance here. It's only using 4.7 gig of VRAM and less than 10 gig of system RAM. So that means the system is doing a fantastic job. 38-39 degrees on this 2699. Come on, you can clearly see that the temperature on the CPU is great, you know. In this case, you can see that the load on the CPU is okay. It's doing a fantastic job with this computer based on the wattage, and I can say that 170 FPS on this occasion with this computer is great. Slap in a DisplayPort cable to your monitor and you can have a lot of fun. Look at this, 170 FPS. 144 is perfect. If you lock the FPS with VSync in this situation, this is very high details on 1080p, you will be on the best performance ever from the computer. So 3060 in this situation is doing a fantastic job in Counter-Strike 2. Definitely we need to try Crossout here with maximum details 1080p. It's working really nice. 200 FPS, 95% load on the GPU core, like 330 watts maximum power consumption from the wall. I mean, overall performance is great, you know, in this situation. I like the performance from this video card and this computer. I never seen a flat MS like this ever. Seriously, look at this, 5 ms, and it has no problem here. So in this case, you can clearly see that it's doing a fantastic job, the video card. It's only using 3.3 gig of VRAM from the video card, but it's holding pretty well. I can't complain in this occasion. On the system, you can see that it's utilizing 7.2 gig of system RAM. It's good, you know. It's not bad, but definitely there is room for improvement here. Seriously, 260 FPS. I mean, the only thing I need to do now is lock the FPS to 240 because I don't need more than 240, and yeah, I think it would have been much better like that. Definitely a very interesting performance in Fortnite. I'm on 1080p with performance mode. I activated highest details, but it's still in performance mode, and you can actually see it's doing a fantastic job. Sometimes the GPU is reaching 100% load, but definitely not not a big stress on the system itself. You know, you can clearly see that the GPU and the system can actually deliver the FPS. 200, nearly 300 FPS on average. I will take this all day, considering it's under 10 ms and it's not using too much of a system RAM and the VRAM. In this situation, only 11 gig of system RAM is being utilized. I will say this is a decent performance from the computer itself, you know. This is just for the memes, you understand? Does it run Crysis? You know, the CPU, the video card itself. 65 FPS, maximum 65 FPS. This is stupid, you know, because this is an RTX 3060. You understand? Maximum details, maximum 1080p, you know, you can put it on higher resolution and you can load the video card, but that's it, you know. But you will get the same FPS. Why 65 FPS? Well, apparently the CPU. In some cases it's working really nice. In some cases you can see it's 100 FPS, 160. It's very volatile, seriously. I think this game needs to be run with VSync. It looks great, it runs okay, everything is fantastic. But for the memes, I just wanted to show you how it's working. The lowest FPS, apparently I got like 54 or something, 55. 18 ms, but it makes no sense. Why? But let's see how it's running in GTA 5. Apparently on 1080p DirectX 10 with everything on low. In order to distress the GPU, I want to see how much the CPU can actually do. And then after we're gonna go on maximum details and see how it's running with the maximum details with the video card loaded. In this case, you can clearly see that the GPU it's not stressed here, only the CPU. 60, 70 FPS on average. Definitely a good performance from the system itself. It's utilizing everything here apparently. It's doing, even the CPU is doing a fantastic job with those 22 cores. In this case, you can actually see it's keeping the FPS above 60 FPS, so I will take it as a win. So with maximum details, GTA 5 is running really nice. I mean, what, Daniel, what do you mean maximum details? So I went to the graphics, I put everything on maximum, and I went to the advanced, and I put everything there at maximum, even 2.5 on frame scale mode. Do I like the performance? I like it. Seriously, I like how it's working, you know, but definitely I need to take that video card on the lower frame scale, because 2.5 apparently is too much for the video card. Let's lower it down so we can distress the core. Okay, apparently it's too much. Definitely a very interesting performance here. Even with this amount of details, you can actually see that the system is doing fantastic. There's no problem. Got 307 watts consumption from this computer at this stage with 1.5 on frame scale and maximum details. Apparently you can see that the CPU and the GPU can actually do the job. If you're interested on playing GTA 5 with a system like this, there is no problem here. Seriously, there's no problem. This computer can actually do the job, and this GPU, I mean, come on, it's an RTX 30 series. So very interesting performance from the video card. I mean, the 3060, it's a fantastic video card, but overall I'm actually more surprised about the CPU, the E5, how it was working with 22 threads instead of 44. Actually, very interesting performance, not going to lie. I like the video card. I think this is a very good solution nowadays to jump in DLSS and FSR if you're interested on getting a video card that has more than 8 gig of VRAM. I like this video card because of that amount of VRAM. Not going to lie, very happy that I managed to put myself hands on an MSI model that has this big radiator, that shroud. It's a very awesome video card and it's cooling the chipset very well. You managed to see today with 100% fan speed how the video card is holding, and I really recommend to everybody who wants a very cool video card. This is one of those video cards that is worth it when it comes to thermals. I don't know what to say because it's 2021. I mean, like 3 years ago, this video card was brand new. So it's not that old considering the video cards that I'm testing here. But on the other side, it's the E5 that I managed to be surprised today. And yeah, I'm getting there, you know, I'm getting to understand the CPU, the limitation. I wish I had a V3 so I can overclock it, but hey, if this is the CPU that I have in the computer, I'll take it, no problem. I like this combination and can't wait to test more video card in this computer, because this way, with the threads deactivated, with hyperthreads deactivated, apparently the CPU can actually do some work, and I like it. And hopefully I get better performance in the future. Don't know what you think, but I like the video card today. I like the CPU that was working really nice. And yeah, if you have any suggestion in the future, leave a comment and I will see you very soon.